Hi, everyone. I'm Ginny, and I'm with the Craven County Democratic Party. And I'm here today to tell you about how to build a simple script in Votebuilder. You'll need to build a script if you're trying to do a virtual phone bank or if you're trying to do door knocking. Scripts give canvassers the dialogue, the words they're supposed to say, when they're supposed to say them, and also how to code results that they get from the conversation. And the easiest way to build a script is to start with an existing one and edit it. You can start from scratch, but I recommend the first time you do it, just begin with an existing script. And to do that, you want to go to your quick navigation bar on the left-hand side of your screen in Votebuilder. Go all the way to the bottom in the admin section and then click on scripts. When you do that, a list of scripts will come up and you can go through the titles to look at one that might seem appropriate and then click on that. And if it's not right, if it doesn't seem like it's fitting what you want to do, go ahead and delete that and go look for another one. Once you find one you think works for you, you'll see that there are two types of elements in a script. One is text, just the words the person are going to say, and questions. The text should be fairly obvious and easy to edit. So just go in if you're picking something from the 2020 general election and they're referring to Biden, you of course want to change out that name to the current candidate's name that you're working on. The tricky part is questions. You are not allowed to create questions of your own. You have to use pre-approved questions from the state. And this is because slight wordings and questions can actually result in very different responses from the people you're asking the questions to. So we want to make sure that across the state, we're asking the questions with the same wording so that we can have consistent results that we can then compare and add. There is a drop-down menu for the questions, the available questions, and you just then can click on the one you think sounds right, and then you can preview it, and if it's not right, you can delete it and then look for another one and add it. Assuming you're doing canvassing during an election period, there are three questions you want to make sure you include in your canvas. One is asking if they are supporting your candidate. Two, ask them if they're committed to vote. And three, ask them when and how they will vote. And if you're familiar with making a voting plan, that's what you're trying to do. People who not only think about which candidate they support, but when they're going to vote, how they're going to vote, are they voting after work, on a weekend, whatever, are far more likely to vote than those who haven't thought about that. So you're trying to get them to think through that process. So you click add after every question. And then when you're done and you're satisfied with the way your script looks, there's a save as on the upper right hand of the screen. There's also a save, but remember you're editing someone else's script, so you don't want to overwrite that. So save as and give it a new script name. And to make it easier for you to find your scripts in the future, I always start off with the election year 2022 next year. You might want to put primary or general election, which one it was for, and then your precinct name. Then you should add something additionally that tells a little bit about the purpose of the script. Is it about early voting? Is it getting out the vote? Is it supporting a particular candidate? Just something that is easier for you to find, and also for other people to say, yeah, this might work for me. Now you're not done quite yet. So you've talked about the dialogue that the canvasser is going to use. Now on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see, and this is geared towards phone calls, but you also have door knocking results too, that are outcomes of the calls or whatever canvassing you're doing if you didn't reach the person. So We need to know, is the person deceased? Has the phone been disconnected? Has the person moved? Is it a wrong number? All those things are important so we don't keep calling the same wrong number over and over again. It's good to know if you've left a message, so there's been some contact. A message is not as effective as an actual conversation, but it's still good to know there was some contact. Not home is a catch-all. Now, there are many, many, many options on this list that you can add. Don't put too many because it just confuses the canvassers. So make not home your catch-all. If none of these other things fit, then just make it not home. And then hostile and refused are important. Refused is, hi, I'm Ginny. I'm from the Craven County Democratic Party. Click. Somebody just hangs up on you. Well, they're hanging up on me and they're probably going to hang up on any other person who calls them. So we're not going to waste time calling them in the future. So it's good to know that they were refused so we can be more efficient. And hostile is if you actually talk to someone and they're rather nasty to you. What you need to do in that situation is disengage. We never argue. We never fight. You're just wasting your time because you're not going to change that person's mind. So spend your time talking to someone where it might make a difference. And you just say, have a nice day, hang up on them, and then click as hostile because, again, we don't need to have other volunteers experiencing that. Once you've chosen all these possible results, you can save on the upper right-hand corner. And then you need to keep track of your script name that you created because you will actually need to add that when you're building your phone bank or your door knocking canvas. So get out there and give phone banking a try. It's not as hard as you think. Bye-bye.